Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids, to the one and only Arnold Holonet News. We're no longer on the go. We're back here aboard the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer, aka the Kraken, to bring you an official, the best response we've gotten in regards to Datacron so far. So far, anytime I've seen a developer on an interview when it comes to Datacron, they're just so wishy-washy. Like they're not really giving a great response. However, today, this is kind of their first real response to Datacron. Some good news, some made-up things I think they're putting in here, and a lot of problems still not addressed. And on top of that, if you've been waiting for Lord Vader to finally get some real love, well, they're going to be getting it with this upcoming Datacron cycle. I said it just actually yesterday. This is the worst period of all time for Lord Vader. He is not doing strong, but this Datacron will make things a little bit better for them. Before we get into this Datacron response or self-asked questions, it seems like they're putting in here, an FAQ that's not really frequently asked. If you ask me, in case you missed it, there's a slight update to the Profundity. It's going to be coming out next Wednesday on August 31st, only for 1 day. So we'll be unlocking it. We'll be testing it. With nothing new, we'll probably get kit reveal, I'm guessing, on Tuesday next week. And also, we're getting an Omicron upgrade for Cassian. And I'm curious to see what that's going to be about. No kit reveal on any of this stuff right now, but just a minor update. This is what I really want to talk about here. This is kind of their first real response. And I don't... Datacrons are fun. To whom? To maybe like 0.001% people that actually like it, which it's not many people out there. I hate that they're trying to spin this. It's not fun, CG. Stop putting words in our mouth. You guys think it's fun because it's lazy monetized content. All right, let's back up. I don't want to get, I know you're so negative. This isn't positive stuff, but Datacrons. Anyways, let's check this out. And actually, I just want to hop down here. Good news here. I like how they put spoiler. Wow. It's such a spoiler to show us what your season 4 Datacrons are going to be. Good news is it's looking like there's no health steal, but my gosh, there's freaking dodge. Dodge increases. Yes, that's what we love. It's like, what are you guys thinking over there? What? But nonetheless, we're getting some faction bonuses for the Empire, so for smugglers. One thing to note here is that Lord Vader, one of the only Datacrons that's been kind of all right was Season 1, with the ability to semi-reduce their cooldowns. Now he's going to perpetually do AoEs, basically. Whenever Empire allies inflict a debuff, they reduce their cooldowns by 1, limited to once per turn per enemy. So it's kind of bringing that stuff back here. So a lot of nice bonuses for the Empire. I will say this again. My problem with Datacrons is not that they're adding bonuses, because I liked when they did seasonal bonuses in Territory Wars way back when for free. For free, and there wasn't randomization. You just got it, and it worked no matter what gear and relic level. The problems were, one, these are too frequent. Second, it's way too random. Your opponent gets something you don't have. It's becoming a nightmare for Territory War guilds to figure out how to counter a variety of different Datacrons that are on defense, and burnout is kind of a big deal here. Really, they only answered kind of one of those problems here. Today, we are going to review Datacron's feedback, our findings, and what we plan doing moving forward, as well as discussing Datacron Set 4. So these first 3 sets, with Treatise Inquisitorius, as well as the Ardent Ideologies and Enduring Codex. This is kind of our exhibition, and this is what they found so far. Datacrons are a fun and exciting way to adjust the meta and give new life and purpose to characters who may be no longer in rotation. Through our data and your feedback, we will continue to look for more ways to make Datacrons interesting to use. I mean, seriously, I think I have one of the biggest solutions for you guys here in a few seconds. For the past 6+ years, our ultimate goal is to create a fun experience in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and we'll continue to follow that mission. But we won't do it, for free like we did in the past. We want to just add some crazy monetization and randomization. That's the craziest part. They didn't like these seasonal bonuses. They were like, oh, no one likes them. And really, they just didn't want to do it for free. That's what the problem was. So what do we hear? This is really the only real thing I think that they're addressing. And the rest are like, what are you getting these questions from? Did you go to preschool and just ask some random preschooler, what do you think about Datacrons? And they have no idea what they're talking about. Datacrons need to have a longer lifespan. I feel like I don't get the chance to use them after upgrading them. 100% agree with this statement here. Their response is, we hear you. Our heart goes out to you, as they said one time, which was funny. That's why we've decided to slow the cadence of Datacrons from farming for a month and using them for 2, and adjust the farming for 2 months and then using them for 2. This will hopefully reduce the stress some folks felt trying to rush and get their Datacrons prepared for use. So just a spoiler alert, you can kind of see it right here. It's going to be starting this 4th set, Security Primer, starting on September 5th, 2022. It's going up until Christmas. December 25th is when it's going to be expiring. Wow, what a great gift, CG. You guys are always the gift that keeps on giving. So this is really the main thing I had a problem with here. Like, for example, Night Sister Initiate. People are like, oh, why don't you want to get? Well, problem number one, I don't want to gear up some random character that's been trashed for nearly 7 years, only for a 3-month window. But the problem is I have to gear up the Relic 7, and then I have to hope I get the right Datacron for Night Sister. Then I gotta hope I get the right level 9 Datacron for Night Sister Initiate. I feel like by the time I do all that, because I can't even do it right now, I gotta wait for the next farming cycle of Conquest or Datacron materials through Conquest. I feel like I might have, what, 2 weeks of Grand Arena to use it. It's just, they're going by way too quickly. And furthermore, the problem is too, understanding these Datacrons, it takes quite a few weeks to understand and figure out what's going on. And it's just been an unnecessary burden, especially on territory war guilds that got to go through 50 teams per wall. And there's going to be a variety of different Datacrons on their the enemy side and then their own side. It's just way too much going on. It's moving way too quickly, complicating the meta a little too much for a game that you're supposed to be playing while you're doing your business on the toilet. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush on that one right here. Otherwise, these other questions, these FAQs are either redundant or just made up, I feel like. Here's their second thing. With 3 sets live, it's very confusing to know where to invest or which to use. So kind of a building block to the previous question. We agree the changes we plan on implementing from the above feedback will also mean that we're reducing the amount of Datacron sets live at any time from 3 down to 2, which is fine. Again, trying to simplify a very complicated thing on top of the meta, so there's only 2 in rotation at a time. This will hopefully help make it easier for folks to manage their inventory and playstyle better. All right, so this is I would like them to be gone, or with some other feedback I have, but at least they're making it less frequent. I think that's a great thing. Again, I'd rather them not to be here, just to clarify that. Moving on here, this is these next 2 questions. I feel like they're not really important questions. I mean, it's a question, but not really something I've heard of the core feedback of this stuff. I have so many Datacrons that I don't know or can't invest in due to the sheer volume. Again, kind of a redundancy with the previous question. And then also it's kind of it's farming and scheduling put together. After looking at the data, we notice there are a good amount of folks who invest in a few Datacrons, but have significant amount of ones sitting in their inventory. That's me. Just collecting dust. I don't get enough material to level them all up. I just don't. Like, you get 30, you can have 30 per set. I usually maybe get 6 or 5 level 9s and then just a couple level 3s, and I have to delete the rest, really. They're just sitting in our inventory. With set 4, we adjusted the cadence in which your Datacrons to a place where you'll hopefully have a more proper amount of ones you're able to invest. So again, redundancy. So far, 3 questions that are the same or unnecessary. A lot of wasted space here. You guys be great YouTubers. Being able to talk about one thing for 10 minutes. I mean, you guys... If you're any of you guys at CG want to do it, hop over to YouTube. Things you'll want to note is that it may feel like resources aren't flowing in over the course of these 2 months, but we slow down the experience to better allow players to engage at their own pace. This adjustment will be one of those that we keep a keener eye on through the set's life cycle. Okay, fine. This question, who asked this question right here? There are way bigger questions I would have liked to have a response to. Here's what I don't know where they got it from. I never really understood where I got the materials. Has that been made easier? And I actually don't like the response. Let me tell you. Yes, we've made it simpler. Conquest is where you're going to acquire and get the upgrade materials. You know, they go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now Territory Wars, it seems like they changed it where you no longer will get the actual materials to upgrade. It's just going to be reroll materials. And I don't like that. This sounds like a made-up question maybe someone at the office made, just pretending they're someone's like, all right, we got to make this more. We want to put a tighter grip around the upgrading economy. How can we do it? I know. Let's take it out of the crate. So it seems like they're removing rewards. If I remember how the Territory War rewards work, it seems like they're going to make it harder, unless Conquest is going to compensate for the lack of Datacron materials to upgrade inside of Territory Wars. So I'm not a fan of this, and you can still get materials through the Datacron shop here. So I don't like this question. I feel like it was a made-up question. No one's really asking this question. I feel like it's actually going to make a negative impact now that Territories is only going to have reroll materials, which is important. Maybe there's going to be a lot of them, because the question that really should have been asked here, and I know they're hearing it, they're just ignoring it, that one of the biggest problems with Datacrons is the randomization of all these different abilities, which leads to, it's already been up, you have to work towards the Datacron level, so that's already going to cause disparity. But the randomization, imagine if one person's Omicron did one thing and your Omicron did something else, but it really wasn't as good. It's maybe 50% as powerful. That is a huge problem. I've experienced this at least 2 times, possibly 3. Ray, I tried so many times. I could not get the right Ray roll. And people who had the irritated Jedi bonuses, their Ray was mathematically better. Harder for me to get through. All my Ray was more or less kind of the same Rays before, making it easier for the opponents. What they should be doing, and also I guess the other example is Sith Eternal. I can't for the life of me get the Sith Eternal Datacron. I mean, I could if I spend the money, but I'm not gonna do that. So that's one of the problems. So one way to solve that is either one, make it so there's not that many varieties. Like there's only one Ray level 9, or soon to be only one Lord Vader level 9. Because the other problem is you have to kind of hope you get the right character in the faction and then get the right ability within said character. There's just way too many layers of randomization, and it's ruining the competitive spirit of this game. If you want to keep Datacrons, have it be, especially for the level 9s, that there's only one level 9 character bonus for Lord Vader, only one level 9 character bonus for Dash Rendar. So that way, if someone does want to get Dash Rendar, they have the same level 9 Dash Rendar, same level 9 Lord Vader, Rey, whatever it might be, than the opponents. Having a contextual different kits is a big problem. Stat changes, whatever. Yeah, some are better than others, but having completely different kits is unfair in this game and monetized behind a wall, hoping you're going to buy those packs. That honestly is truly the biggest question. Of course, we can ask other questions like, why did you guys hate it back then in your territories when you did it for free at any gear or relic level? I don't think there was relics at the time, but now you love it. Like, of course, there's other questions that we could be asking in regards to all this, but that's honestly the biggest one. The randomization, the difficulty to acquire, the re-rolling cost is just, that's truly a question. Otherwise, unfortunately, even though they are addressing it for the first time and we got one good thing, this is a waste of breath. This tells me nothing new, and this actually makes you feel less comfortable about your Datacron economy moving forward here. Quick notes they also want to add here. They're still going to have a free and paid calendar for the Datacrons. I haven't bought any of the paid Datacron calendars myself. I don't want to reward this type of behavior. This is not good content. It's just simply not. It's lazy content, and especially it's a lazy way of fixing characters they messed up on. Beskar Mando, Lord Vader. So like, we screwed up. What's the incentive of fixing a character? Doing a minor buff when they can just sell it in a Datacron moving forward. We're still going to have farmable Datacron nodes and Conquest. Well, I would hope so. Additive drops. So what we had this third season, which I got a lot out of, when you use energy, you get some drops. They're not coming back for set 4. That's not to say they're never going to come back. I hope this does come back because it's another way of getting materials. You just said, oh man, I have so many Datacrons, I can't upgrade them. Well, taking that away is taking another possibility of upgrading those Datacrons. A little counterproductive there. Otherwise, we kind of highlighted the important stuff right here with Lord Vader. Empire, we're getting Darth Vader, Lord Vader, TIE Fighter pilot, and then Lightside, we're getting some smuggler bonuses for Dash, Lando, Calrissian, Undercover, and then veteran smuggler Han Solo. Hopefully this dodge, I'm calling the dodge is gonna be really freaking annoying. Oh my gosh, imagine getting an extra, oh my gosh, like 30% dodge. Lord help us all. I don't know. Oh gosh, it's like, why do we need stats? Just put the abilities on them. Let's see. Whenever allies are damaged by health damage effects, they recover 2% health. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Anything critically hit more than 4 times, they get 5% critical damage. Okay, that could be nice for Dash Rendar. For example, whenever allies inflict a debuff, they gain 2% crit chance. Kind of lame. Whenever allies evade an attack, they gain offense up for 1 turn, which that could be very frequent with all this dodge chance going on there. One of our favorite mechanics. Nothing feels better than when you should have won, and you just had to do a simple basic and dodge, and you can't full clear anymore because of a dodge. That was a great feeling. Pretty much the same stuff. So again, nothing insane for the level 3 Datacron bonus. The level 6 ones for the factions, that's where we're going to get some good stuff. The cooldown reduction is going to be critical for Darth Vader, Lord Vader. A lot of debuffs on an Imperial team here. Mara Jade, for example. We also have this kind of Darth Nihilus, Lord Vader thing where you're going to lose all max protection, gain that much max health. So kind of like a Lord Vader thing. Then you're going to gain grit, which allows you to take reduced damage from % health damage effects. So I don't know. I think obviously the debuff reduction is probably going to be a bit better. Whenever allies critically hit an enemy during their turn, they gain 10% offense, which is stacking, which is nice. That's going to be good for 2 turns. First time each ally falls with 50% health, all allies reduce their cooldowns by 1 and gain 10% turn. That could be nice as well. Whenever allies target another ally with an ability, they both gain 5% defense, max health, max protection, offense. So think of Thrawn, for example, passing over a turn. Whenever a debuff on an enemy expires, you gain 2% turn meter, double that if a debuff was expired. So this could be pretty nasty in a Lord Vader team. Granted, Lord Vader can't gain turn meter, but the rest of the team can. And that could be pretty nuts. We have some smuggler stuff, being able to reduce cooldowns by 2 whenever a smuggler ally becomes prepared. Nasty for Dash Rendar. And I will eventually update the spreadsheet for the best Datacrons for set 4 on my sheet. I'll leave a link down below. Probably not for a couple days. I got to look at this, spend some time investigating. At the start of all allies, so it's kind of the same thing. You're getting the grit, turning max protection into max health, so a giant health pool. And let's see anything else interesting. Stacking offense, cooldown reduction, stacking defense and offense. And then whenever allies are revived, they gain protection over time, 25%, which is going to be great for Vandor Chewie. 25% to and reduce their cooldowns by 1. So some nice options for Vandor Chewie and for the Scandroid team for Dash Rendar. And speaking of which, Dash Rendar, not as many level 9 bonuses, which is nice. So normally there'd be like 3 Galactic Legends ones. Now there's 2. Just make it 1, guys. Make it just 1 level 9 per character. If I want to get Lord Vader's, this one, the extra ultimate charge or whatever it might be, I just want to get that. I don't want myself to have one and my opponent to have the better one. No, vice versa. We don't want that. Just make it 1. There's way too many options going on here. Let's see. Lord Vader, we got the increased max protection. Actually, I misread. There are 3 level 9s. Oh, gosh. Extra ultimate charge. Here's the good one. Whenever the enemy is inflicted with damage over time, Lord Vader gains 4% mastery until the end of the battle. This is going to make it hard, I think, for bounty hunters to get work done. But if I want this one, just make it that level 9. I don't want to hope I get the right Imperial character and then get the right ability with them. Way too much randomization of this stuff. There only should be 1 for Dash, 1 for Lord Vader, 1 for Vet Smuggler Han, TIE Pilot, Skiff Guard, Lando Calrissian. There's just way too much RNG going on. And of course, they completely dodged that question per usual fashion here. TIE Fighter Pilot, whenever an enemy takes turn, take a bonus turn. During this bonus turn, deal 100% more damage. That's pretty fun for TIE Fighter Pilot. This bonus turn can't trigger this effect on enemies. Pretty cool stuff for that one. Whenever an enemy, whenever you evade an attack, which could be a lot with the foresight as well as the dodge chance, critical chance up, critical damage up, and 50% turn meter. All right, at least you got the turn meter gain associated them. Whenever an enemy evades an attack for Dash Rendar, they gain critical chance up, critical damage up, and 50% turn meter. That's a big chunk of turn meter going on there. I'm actually curious about the Skiff Guard Lando. Whenever whatever critically hits an enemy, all right, a little mistypo, gain 10% critical damage, defense penetration. Not as crazy about that one. Being able to get extra stacks of deep cover. Now, keep in mind, I think this is going to be important because Jabba's likely going to be here in the next month or so. That's the reason why I want to check it out, because this will probably end up be using for the Jabba the Hutt team, since it's going to be a 4-month season for this cycle right here. Darth Vader, percent health damage enemies receive is increased by 300%. So that means the damage over times are going to be pretty darn disgusting. First time is defeated, they are revived. Darth Vader being revived at 100% health, protection over time, 75%, and takes a bonus turn. That's great. I like that. It's cool. Again, I like the idea of having characters get seasonal bonus. Again, people seem to forget my opinion. I do like the seasonal bonus. I think it's cool. Knights as an issue can do it. I just don't like how you have to either pay for it, grind for it, hope you get it, not get it. Then you have to get the character to Relic 7. There's a load of problems, and it just sucks as well that they didn't address that concern at the randomness. And why, why didn't they address the question? Why do we need Relic 3? We know why. You guys girl, come on, just have a bit of courage and just tell us outright. We want you to spend money to upgrade characters that you normally wouldn't have at Relic 3.5 or in the situation of Knights as there's this yet, Relic 7. A little courage goes a long way. We already know the answer. At least get some brownie points for being honest. You know what I mean? Instead of making up questions here. Nonetheless, folks, that's the first real official response. Some good changes, some questionable changes, and still changes that we're probably never going to hear about. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I'm probably the last person you guys want to hear talk about Datacrons, because I've always had such a negative opinion of them ever since they got leaked out. Nonetheless, comment down below. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday. And keep in mind, no matter where you may be, we always like to say, it's great to be in the Empire today.